Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Namaste Experience. And today is a day to welcome that experience because it is a day in which there's something going on. And I think the lesson from A Course in Miracles today is I will choose to look within today. I will not fear. That's it. I will not fear to look within today. You know, the statement or the words, the phrase, do not fear, appears in the Bible over 200 times. Over 200 times we're being told there's nothing for you to fear. And yet when we rely upon the circumstances out here of the world to determine who I am, the truth of who I am, I can find many, many reasons to be afraid. And so this is a day in which there will be a lot of people worried, concerned, afraid. And it is up to us, people like all of us, who are choosing not to be afraid because we choose only love. I am not afraid. I can't keep forgetting the lesson. I am afraid. What's the lesson of the day?
Actually, today is in fearlessness.
Well, what's the other one?
Today.
The one that I put out this morning.
It would be.
I will not fear to look within today.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to sing. But what is the other one that you just said?
Today's lesson is 3 chants. In fearlessness and love I spend today.
In fearlessness and love I spend today. That's another good one. Maybe I'll work that into the chant as well. So I'll sing this a couple times and I'll invite you to join me. I will not fear to look within today. I will not fear to look within today. Join me. I will not fear to look within today. I will not fear to look within today. I will not sing that again with all of our love. The peace of God is shining in me now. The peace of God is shining in me now. The peace of God is shining in me now. The peace of God is shining in me now. The peace of God is shining in me now. Only love, only love, only love will I choose. Only love, only love, only love will I choose. Only love, only love, only love will I choose today. Only love. So, Chris, tell me once more, what is the lesson of the day as posted?
Sure.
In fearlessness,
In fearlessness and love I spend today.
that'll be a good one for tomorrow. That'll be a good one for tomorrow. Either way, our only responsibility is to be fearless, without fear, to have no fear, realize there's nothing to fear, and to rest in love. To realize that there's nothing out here, nothing in the world outside of myself that can affect the reality that is within. It's so easy to get pulled away from that, to say, oh, I know, but. There's always a but that we are worried about. There's always a big but somewhere. But this is the time to be resolute. This is the time to be uncompromising with love. There's nothing to fear outside of me, because there is nothing outside of me. There seems to be a whole world rotating, spinning, reacting, determining the experience that I would have. And yet we have each come to the point now where we understand and we know. We don't just believe, we know. There's only one reality within, and that reality is love. And it's true, we get pulled away. This is a day in which we will likely get pulled away. We may go look at the news and say, uh-oh, that state just went the wrong direction, or whatever it may be, whatever you think the wrong direction is. That's the reminder. Only love. Only love. Only love. Remember the phrase, do not fear, or there's nothing to fear. Variations of that appear 200 times in the Gospels. So let's live that. There's nothing for us to be afraid of. So with that in mind, let me share a little daily reminder. This is a day that many of you will make a choice that seems to rule the experience of your life and, of course, your identity, who you think you are. You're going to make a choice. People will be making a choice all over the United States. But, of course, even those of us who do not live in the United States, like those of us in Mexico or from Canada or Europe, whatever it may be, we know that this choice is going to affect what we call the world, what we think of as a world. But we keep coming back to the reality. By the way, do you know that yesterday's session has been seen almost 900 times now? Because we know that this is the time. In fact, so many of the messages on YouTube have been saying things like, thank you for reminding me that there is only love. Thank you for reminding me that there's nothing to fear. And this is what we are challenged to do today, especially today, and maybe even more so tomorrow. Once again, this is a day that many of you will make a choice that seems to rule your experience of life and, of course, your identity. But it is not an election that determines this, but the choice between your assumed reality, and reality itself. Once again, are we going to be looking out here, thinking that this will determine who I am or how I'm going to react? Or am I going to look within and remember only love? The peace of God is shining in me now. You assume that you know who you are, which means that the experience you are having is determined and maintained by your decision. Once again, you believe and assume that you know who you are, which means that the experience you're having, whatever your experience is determined and maintained by that decision of who you think you are. And this is completely true, by the way, but not in the way that you think. Not in the way you think. If you actually knew who you really are, then you would realize that you have no real choice. This is one of the most important lessons. You have no real choice. There is only who you really are and who you are really not. Right? Who you really are is the holy, perfect child of God. Don't forget that. Shining in the perfection of God's love. Whatever God is, I'm not even claiming that. As you know, I don't believe in a God. I don't believe that there is a God. What I believe in is only God. Only love. Only now. That's all there is. There's no being outside of you, watching you, wondering if you're going to do what you're supposed to do, and if you don't, you're going to be in big trouble. Let's just let go of that and realize that only love is real, only God exists. That is just another word for everything, as Richard Rohr likes to say. Okay, if you actually knew who you are, you would realize that you have no real choice, or a choice that has true effect in eternity, a choice that has true effect, a real effect, a determining effect in the real, in the eternal. Your entire identity is based on the idea that you think you have a choice. Your identity, the identity that you choose, your ego, is based on the idea that you have a choice between the real and the unreal. But let me ask you, is that really a choice between the real and the unreal? No. There is the dream. You can dream the unreal, just as each and every single one of us did last night. We dreamt a whole world. That was not a real world. We peopled that world with all sorts of different individuals. And we may have even thought that we had a choice to live there or to not live there. But guess what? As soon as you woke up, as soon as you opened your eyes and realized that you were safe at home, you realized there was no choice at all. And it's the exact same thing here. When you open your real eyes and realize who and where you are, and wake up and look around and see that you never left heaven, you never left wholeness, you'll realize that you never had a real choice. So the choice that seems to be being made today out here All this is really saying is that it has no true effect on who you really are. And the more you claim, the more consistently you claim who you really are and radiate that, then even this will adjust. Even the world that you think you see will respond. And it will respond with peace. And it will respond with harmony. That's the real choice, to choose the real, as opposed to thinking that there is the possibility of choosing the unreal, which is what the ego is. Okay, but there is only one true identity that can be chosen, and you attempt to create an alternative to that choice. But you've done nothing but cancel out the experience of the single choice that defines who you really are. In other words, thinking that there is an alternative cancels out in your mind the only real choice that you could choose. And this is what perception is. Perception is the canceling out in your mind the only real choice that could be made. But as you and each one of us now chooses again, Course in Miracles says, just choose again. As you do that, then that which was canceled out a moment ago, the memory of heaven, returns. And isn't that what we all want? For the memory of heaven to return, the memory of wholeness to return. So once again, when we give up the idea that there is an alternative and realize there is no alternative to the love of God, there is no alternative to reality itself, we rest in the experience of that. And yet it is impossible to cancel out the experience of a single reality when there is no true alternative to that reality. You are who you are and forever will remain one with God. Any assertion beyond this is untrue and has no basis in reality. Any assertion beyond that single reality is untrue. It's not real. Give it no mind. Drop it like a hot potato, like Vicky says. If you would but accept this, you would realize that you never actually really left heaven or the experience of eternal, unwavering wholeness. That which has never been separated in the mind of God has also never been separated in your mind. But once again, if we make a choice against that mind, then we seem, at least for a moment, to cancel out that memory. But it's always there. And that's why when you choose again, it automatically returns. The memory of heaven, the memory of wholeness, who you really are, returns. That which has never been separated in the mind of God can be never separated in your mind except in your imagination. But that which is only in your imagination has no true effect in reality. So once again, this is a day for us, each one of us who are feeling this, and there are millions of us, by the way. It's not just those of us who are sitting here or watching this. There are people all over the world who are holding this, who are radiating this truth. And so this is the only thing that's left for us to do, is to continue radiating. So no matter what happens, no matter what that choice out here may be, remember that there's only one real choice. And that is the choice to remember that there is only love, only God, only now. So with that being said, Vicky, I'm going to turn it over to you and hear what you would like to share around this reality.
Thank you, Brother James. Good morning, everybody. Happy holy day, everyone. I'm very excited because this is a day where it's very clear that we are tempted to choose between two illusions, or we can rest in the knowing and in the experience of our holiness. It's really that simple. If we really And we come together and we recognize that this is so. And James, when you played "The Peace of God is Shining in Us Now," that's our new language. We have a language of love that we're learning and we're getting accustomed to together because we come together many days, because we're learning and we're learning the consistency and the safety of our holiness. Sometimes we slip into the temptation to want to engage in a battle over this decision or that decision when the decision is to come back to only love. And when we stand and breathe and communicate lyrically in a flow, in grace with one another, when we look at one another, and thank you, you guys, for turning on your cameras, because when we witness and shine with one another, we are remembering together. We're learning this language of holiness. We're learning that, oh my gosh, it's true. We are set free. We are the captives who've been set free. And we're set free and we live and we shine and we rest in peace and radiate and celebrate in the land of love. When we do that, it harmonizes those lower frequencies, no matter who's elected or what the outside situation perhaps may look like. If enough of us are staying in our Christ mind, our holy mind, that mind will, as a natural effect, bring grace and peace, like you said, James, to the lower frequencies of what looks like perception in terms of the world conditions, peace, not peace, this position, that position. The solution isn't in which is the better position. The solution rests with a number of us. Prior to this time, it was only saints and sages here and there, scattered in time and space, that held on to the frequency of this identity of our holiness. And now it's multitudes of us, each one of us, when we join in only love without opposite, the power of two or more than than thousands and thousands of brothers still identifying in separation with one position or this position or that, or with themselves as a body. When we identify as living only at the effect of love, only one in love, it eliminates by grace, not by fighting and storms, by grace, the lower misidentities that we had all been caught in, but no longer are caught up in. We are free. We are the captives that have been set free. It is truly a day to celebrate because it's a day that's many are tempted to engage in misidentity and choice between illusions rather than a choiceless choice of being who we are in love and trusting it, enjoying it, trust it, let everything be what it is. We are called to rest in love and let the peace of God shine through us now. And in the quiet of our minds, we hear that love loves us and that we're accepting it and receiving it. That's the only thing for us to be vigilant for, especially this day. So thank you, everyone. I love you all. Thank you, Brother James. Calico, is it a market day for Calico? I forget. You're muted, James, on Zoom.
There we go. I don't know if Calico is, I haven't seen her walk by, but she's probably coming this way right now. She can wave at us. There she comes. Let me see. Oh, hold on a second. I want you all to see. Oh, there we go. Hold on. So, you see her? There she goes. There she goes. Wave at us, Calico. So at least this way you can see our beautiful community. And so everybody wave and everybody send their love. And remember, we are here but to radiate. We are here but to include. We are here but to love. So let's do only that today. And remember, there's nothing else that we are here to do. It's the only thing that's required. So Scott, you want to come up and bring us home?
Yeah.
Come on up. That was fun. We should do that more often.
Yeah. Instead of the mystery woman behind the curtain.
Let me put this back in.
Sound is on.
Yep.
No, actually it needs to be turned on.
I thought it was turned on.
Musicians.
The musician sound.
Oh, it was. Maybe when I took the microphone off.
All right. All right. Well, it occurred to me this morning that everybody would love to feel safe. Everybody would love to feel safe. And there are people who think that they're going to feel safe by going back to when they did feel safe or when they imagined they did feel safe. They want to conserve those times when they felt the safest. So those are called the conservatives. And then there are people who want to feel safe and feel that the safety that they want is in progressing towards a brighter future. So they put the safety into progress. And however you vote, being here is more about, okay, it's safety. We all want the same thing, but I see it in the present moment. I see it as already here, and I'm opening up to what already is. So that's where my vote goes today. All right. James, what's the most important thing that I should sing about? Well, yeah, I know love, but as a wordsmith, I need a little bit more.
There is no choice. There is no election.
Woo!
There is nothing in this great selection.
There is no choice. There's nothing to elect. You can use your voice by seeing things perfect. We're already where we long to be. Take off the blinders, it's time to see the beauty and the harmony already created. You can curse the darkness, but that is no choice at all, 'cause you are a candle radiating tall. Let's make every day election day, where you are in charge of your United States, the United States of love, peace and protection. It's all within your heart, a state of perfection, and there's no other election to make. Just be united in your United States of grace. Get reunited with the love you're here to give. Reunited with the united grace. I vote for that.
That's my vote. Thank you so much, Scott. And thanks to all of you. Vicky, all of you. Have a beautiful, brilliant day. Just hold on to the core of love. And remember, the peace of God is shining in each one of us this and every moment. And to that we say, Amen, 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 y punto. Adios, everyone. Have a beautiful day.